yesterday. LeBron stepped up big time. He finished with 45 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists, and even had to leave the game late in the third quarter with cramps. Cleveland got the win and now faces the Raptors with Game 1 tomorrow night. So, Shannon, what did this series tell you about the Cavs?
Tell me LeBron is great. He's the GOAT. That's what it told me.
Really?
And, yeah, even when he lost the first game down 0-1, they asked him, was he concerned? And what did he tell them, Skip? You asking me, am I concerned? I was down 3-1 in the finals. Skip, he was a one-man band. None of his teammates reached 20 points in this series, and he carried them. No other player, I guarantee you will not find another general manager that will tell you if you take LeBron off that roster and insert that superstar, be it Russ, be it Harden, be it KD, be it Anthony Davis, be it Steph Curry, could have done what he did. You know that, I know that. But this is a different animal, what they're up against now. These baby dinosaurs go about 9, 10 deep. And when the starters come, because it was the bench that won that closeout game, Skip. They're spectacular. Van Fleet, they can throw so many different bodies at LeBron. If you think he can do what he did last game, can he score 40? Sure, he can go out and get 35, get 40 points. But without Kevin Love, without JR, without someone giving him a consistent 20 points, Skip, they can't win. He can't. Even his greatness will not be able to drag this team with the way they played this past series past the Raptors. That will not happen, Skip. But you already know what he's going to do. He said he was tired yesterday up there on the podium. And he got tired of y'all asking him questions about how great he was. Normally, people love talking about themselves. But LeBron ain't want to hear no more about how great he was. He knows he's great. 42, 11, and 7 in the 4 victories. And we only won by 14 points in those 4 games. I'm tired, boss. I want to go home. That's what he said.
So here's what I saw. I saw a Pacers team that went 7-7 against LeBron's team this year because they went 3 out of 4 in the regular season. Right?
And I told you that wasn't going to matter.
Is that what it is? No,
yeah, it was 3 out of 4.
Yeah. And then it was, well,
4 or 5.
4 out of 5, yeah, okay. So the point is that in the end, this team believed it could play with LeBron and company. It matched up well with LeBron and company because it did a good job defensively against the non-LeBron.
Yes.
So Nate just stuck with his plan. If LeBron's going to get 50, he's going to get 50. If he wants to shoot a layup drill against us, he can shoot a layup drill. And it got to the point where I thought even yesterday, if LeBron just wants to take it to the basket, I don't think they can keep him from the basket because they don't really have a rim protector.
Especially when Miles Turner got in foul trouble.
That's correct.
He ended up fouling out.
He ended up fouling out and gave them next to nothing yesterday. And where's my box?
He used up all them points on Friday night, Skip.
How about Bogdanovich yesterday? 1 for 9, 1 for 7 from 3.
Yeah.
So
wait, hold on. Where your guy? The LeBron stopper. Joy, you remember he was in Cleveland, in Indiana on Friday night? He playing the guitar.
Yeah.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is in Cleveland. Jimi Hendrix got a guitar. B.B. King, Eric Clapton. Prince even got a guitar. He could have gone over there and ain't doing nothing.
So for the whole series, the 7 games, Indiana won on the scoreboard 704 to 664.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
That's the biggest discrepancy of a team that won a 7-game series in NBA history.
Pretty impressive, right?
Yeah.
Because they had a Game 1 blowout and Game 6 blowout. He's strong. Okay.
Oh, you remember Skip? You remember he hit that one? He hit that jump shot and he high stepped it back with the left. Like, oh, Lance, get him! Everybody key.
They led by 36 points in Game 6, and they won it by 34 points. And they won Game 1 by 18 points, 98-80. They held the Kings team to 80 points in the Kings Palace. That's pretty good. Oladipo, of course, goes for 32, makes 6 out of 9 threes in that game. So they had moments where they were in position to really put LeBron in a hole that I don't think even he could have dug them out of. Because Game 2 at the King's house, the Cavs blew an 18-point lead, and all of a sudden I look up and Oladipo has a wide open 3 to tie with 25 seconds left. Remember this?
Yeah.
And he didn't just miss it. He missed it pretty badly. It didn't even come close. So that's where your star has to be that superstar guy. He's got to make the shot of shots. that suddenly puts LeBron in a hole. If they're down 0-2, man, it's going to be hard to climb out of that. So then in game 3, because they do not give up, because they think they can hang with this team, they come from 17 down and they win it 92-90. That's pretty impressive. And then they come from 16 down in game 4. And what happens in game 4? This is at Indiana. Lance did the one thing that he does best. He finally got completely under LeBron's skin enough that he got him to push back. And he got a tech.
Mm-hmm.
And Oladipo makes that free throw, and it's 92-89 home team with 6 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
So this is it, man. This is you got a shot. You can dethrone the king, but you got to close the deal. And what happened from that point on? They missed 9 of their next 10 shots, did the Indiana Pacers at Indiana. That's horrible. That you had them and you let them off the hook. Mm-hmm. Then game 5, they're down 12 late in the third quarter, and they come roaring back as they did every game.
Yeah.
And what happened at the end? There's an uncalled goaltend on LeBron. And it was a tough call, but I just think the refs saw it and they swallowed their whistles. I just think they swallowed. They just said, eh.
But think about it, Skip. Their games in game 1, LeBron has a triple-double and gets blown out. In game 6, he only plays 30 minutes, but he's 27-7-7. They get blown out. So the games that they win, he has to average 42, 11, and 7. But you got to look at game 3. You mentioned Bogdanovich's numbers yesterday. Mm-hmm. In game 3, he couldn't miss from the three-point line. He was 7 of 9. Without him, Skip, now the Cavs are going to return the favor to them in game 3 to what they did to them in game 1, which is blow them out. But the Raptors, okay, when you really look at the Pacers, they basically Victor Oladipo. If he can go off, every once in a while, Collison played really well yesterday too. Let's not forget that. Mm-hmm. But basically, the Raptors are a Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan team. Mm-hmm. But when they go to the bench, their bench depth, those guys can, on a given night, Skip, their bench can go get you 50.
Yep.
And you look at the Cavaliers on most nights, you hope to get 20, 25. You see, and people keep saying these rope, it's a big difference when Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance Jr. are coming off the bench and the team has won 15 games. So now you get to play with a lot of confidence, Skip. Mm-hmm. The playoffs is an animal. But the playoffs with LeBron James and the finals or the expectations, that's a different kind of animal. You look at Rodney Hood, and you tell me he's shooting the ball with the same confidence he shot it with in Utah. You tell me those guys that are playing with the same confidence that they played with when the expectations were lower. Mm-hmm. Skip, you play alongside him. It's a different animal because you know what the expectations are. And he's going to find you wherever you, and the thing, somehow, when they started to come with the double team, he finds the open guy. You wide open and you miss a shot. And everybody's going to be looking like, dude, what's up? We've seen you knock that shot down plenty of times. Now, there's a good chance this game is not going to go very well for the Cavaliers game 1. They just played a grueling seven-game series. LeBron James played 43 minutes. He probably averaged about 42 minutes, which is what he normally averaged for the playoffs in his career. So the first game might not go well. But
you predicting
just you wait and see.
Wow, interesting.
One game.
Huh?
It's the first.
Just one game?
And that's what I tell you. The Indiana Pacers were the only team that it was the first to 4, and they won the first one, that was farther behind than what the Cavaliers were, and they had none. You see how that works here, Baylor? Wasn't anyone worried about the Indiana Pacers advancing. You actually, hold on, Skip, for a second. Honestly, I want you, if this is an old hen now, you take a sip of that, you have to tell the truth. If you take a sip of that right there, you actually thought the Pacers were going to beat the Cavaliers? Okay.
I never really did, and I didn't want them to because I don't want to lose LeBron from the playoffs.
LeBron ain't going nowhere.
And I'm going to go on record. I know we're going to do another topic later in the show, but I'll just go on record right now. The Raptors have 0 shot against the Cavaliers. And if you would like to right now, since you already went out on that limb, I will take the Cavaliers in game 1 for a case of dew. No, I'll take it right now.
No, I don't bet against LeBron.
Yeah.
Because that's like sacrilegious.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't bet against that.
Well, I'm just putting your feet on fire here.
But I think what he did show you, no question. I mean, think of it. You know, I was watching the game. I was watching Houston, and I watched James Harden scored 41, and at one point they're up by 26, 27, and they end up winning by 14. LeBron James has 42, 12, and 5, and they win by 2. He has 45, 9, and 8. They win by 4. I'm like, I said, man, Chris Paul gets 25. Paul George gets 34. Russell gets 40.
So are you saying that the Rockets are better than the Cavs?
I say, I sure wish LeBron could get him old sidekick like old Chris Paul.
So this was a bad matchup for the Cavaliers. There's just something about Indiana. They match up well defensively against the Cavaliers because they do stick with their plan. Let LeBron eat. Let him have as much as he wants, and we will stay in the game. And they did it pretty much. They won 2 blowouts. They won the total score, so it worked. But the Raptors have no shot because the Raptors do not match up well against LeBron and company. And I will bet you Tristan Thompson continues to play at a high level, and they should keep him in the starting lineup, and he will start playing like the Tristan of old. And I will bet you Jordan Clarkson and Rodney Hood will start having big games off the bench. They need to because you're right. Toronto has a legit bench.
You actually think Tristan Thompson want this series to be over?
And
you think Tristan Thompson wanted to go home and have to deal with that?
Everybody except for Indiana fans wanted this series to be over.
But Skip, come on, you need to stop playing Skip. Why you do that? Talk about Indiana. That was your team. You apologize to them.
No, I said they're better than I thought they were, and look what they just did. Was I not right? They took you right to the brink.
I was reading Brian Windhorst on Friday night after the blowout, and he said the Pacers feel that they're just better. They think they're a better team.
Well, but it boils down to Oladipo isn't even close to LeBron James. That's what it boils down to. As simple as that. And every big moment they had a chance to close the deal, Oladipo disappeared. Every moment, including yesterday.
And in Law 101, when you get, I was thinking about being a lawyer one time, Joe, and the first thing they tell you, it doesn't matter what you think. It only matters what you can prove.
Well, I can prove that Indiana hung in and had every chance to win.
They thought they were
not?
better. Could they prove you had an opportunity? You had 7 games to prove that you were
They're
better.
not better.
And LeBron James.
Not better.
That's a bad man.
It sounds like you're a little nervous about that.
Yes. I've never heard you talk like this. You had no fear of Indiana, and they had every chance to knock you out of the playoffs.
This is the #1 seed. They fought real hard. They're good teams.
So they're like the teenage dinosaurs now?
They little baby, but they still. They beat Golden State. They beat Houston. They're formidable, Skip. We got our work cut out for us.
I think you don't.
Here we go.
But
Will the Patriots be the best team in the NFL next season? We'll discuss that next.